What's up, fight fans? Thank you once again for coming through. Much appreciated. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. If I were to ask people what boxer out there has the most options, and that's the most important thing for boxers, by the way, options. And what I mean by options isn't necessarily who can fight who, but who can fight people that fans would tune in for and make good money for it. Potentially, what are pay-per-view fights? What are fights that the casual fans even like a bit? And what are fights that put bums on seats? Immediately, people would, and fully understand, people would probably say AJ, people would probably say Canelo. People might even look to people like Khan and Brook and Errol Spence. But for me, the name that I think stands head and shoulders above a lot of those people, maybe not AJ, but a lot of the others, I think, is Tony Bellew. And I think it surprises me the most as well because, I mean, when you think of elite boxers, I mean, let's be honest, you don't necessarily think of Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew's had a decent career, but you wouldn't class him in... Tony Bellew's name's not going to come up in any pound-for-pound discussion, let's put it that way. I'm trying to think of his biggest win. See, I don't want to say David Haye in his last performance, and I think even Tony Bellew to an extent will probably say, look, not David Haye, because that win comes with a few asterisks, a few question marks, and we'll wonder if he can kind of do the job fully in, a couple of months' time. So you look at the biggest win on his record, and I don't know. I mean, what is it, Chilemba? I think Chilemba was underrated. I think that performance against Chilemba, although very boring, was an underrated performance. Nathan Cleary, the rematch, no, because Nathan Cleary had to jump up to a weight that he wasn't confident at. Lungu Makabu, not really. I've seen Lungu Makabu fight up close and personal. He's not great. And again, Makabu was inexperienced. Masterneck, you know, we're struggling. So why does he have all the options? And when I say all the options, I mean, you look at who wants to fight Tony Bellew, and there are plenty names. Dylan White wants to fight him, and let's be honest, people, that's a pay-per-view fight. I don't like saying it is, but it is a pay-per-view fight. Tyson Fury has mentioned him. Again, pay-per-view fight. Andre Ward has mentioned him. Well, Tony Bellew's mentioned Andre Ward, and Virgil Huntner, Andre Ward's trainer, has said, okay, if the money's right, pay-per-view fight. The winner between Gassiev and Usyk, pay-per-view fight. This guy has options. And we're talking options in a couple of different weight classes. Not many fighters can say that. But more importantly, how the hell has he achieved it? I don't know. Again, we're not talking about a superstar fighter. And you've got to respect Tony Bellew. He has literally made the best of what is an average career. I mean, yes, people might argue and say, okay, Tokes, but yeah, he did win the Cruiserweight Championship of the... Cruiserweight Championship of the world, but that was against Makabu. Could he have won it against the kids in this WBS World Boxing Super Series tournament? Absolutely not. But against Makabu, he won it, and then obviously he rolled the dice with David Haye, and now he's almost a superstar. I look at British boxing right now, and I think minus AJ, potentially he could be the biggest boxing name in terms of money in the bank, in terms of being a draw, than any other fighter. And I chuck in Amir Khan, I chuck in Kell Brook, David Haye, and any other ones you want to chuck in. Tony Bellew, people, has more options, more money-making options than a lot of fighters. If, and I still think it is a big if Tony Bellew can knock out and beat David Haye without any interruptions this time, we might have a bit of a superstar on our hands. Because let's be honest, he's controversial, he speaks well, he comes to fight. Look, Tony Bellew's press conferences alone should be pay-per-view. He's fantastic on the mic. And I feel like there's potentially a guy here in the twilight years of his career. What's Tony Bellew? 33, 34, I think? I'm not sure. In the twilight years of his career, potentially could have 3 or 4 big money-spinning fights. The problem for him is all the guys I just mentioned. If Tony Bellew was to step in the ring with all those guys I just mentioned, I think he is second favourite in all of them. I think Usyk or Gassiev is a nightmare for him. Dylan White, he could potentially outbox Dylan White, but again, a nightmare. This is a genuinely big heavyweight. Tyson Fury, again, could outbox Tyson Fury, but again, massive heavyweight. And Andre Ward. Andre Ward is a tricky one because Andre Ward, let's be honest, he's just only come up from super middleweight, 168 pounds. He jumped to 175 and he was quite small in that. I mean, jumping up to 200, that's the thing. That's the problem with the new light heavyweight to cruiserweight jump. It's massive. Tony Bellew will outweigh Andre Ward by a hell of an amount. By a hell of an amount. So that fight isn't as one-sided as people think. But again, quick video. What do you guys make of Tony Bellew? I love him. I can't lie to you. I absolutely love him. I follow him on Twitter, and he's outrageous. He's controversial. He's funny. And in a world where boxers are very dull and give you one-word answers, this guy doesn't do that. He's amazing. But it just surprises me that a guy whose record I look at, and it isn't the greatest record, has more options than legit world champions out there, legit pound-for-pound stars out there as well. Let me know what you think. Peace.